Steve scrambled up the bench leg, claws scraping metal. Sula followed, her smaller limbs trembling as she hauled herself onto the human's mess table. Both hatchlings planted their forearms beside Mara Vance's tray, inches from her steaming protein slab. Eddie Cal's crest flared. He thrust both arms high. Palms out, universal free signal. Houston station workers halted mid-step, trays suspended, mouths open. No one breathed. A hatchling breach of adult space triggered panic protocols, stampede risk, injury cascade. Guardians would arrive in 30 seconds. Until then, hold. Mera blinked at the intruders. Hairfolk paused over vat-grown synth meat. Tiv chirped, leaning closer to sniff her sleeve. Sula huddled behind him, eyes wide on the human's steady face. Erika's vents tightened. Humans registered no alarm. Station edict 4 cycles must maintain 1 meter perimeter from non-kin adults. Physical proximity equaled threat assessment failure. One twitch from Mara, and Tiv's shell could crack on the deck. She slid her tray aside. No estate, no shout. Mara folded a napkin into a tight square and nudged it toward Tiv. Hey, little climbers, you want this? Tiv snatched it, shredding the fibers with delighted squeaks. Sula peeked out, mimicking the grab. Chief Rask loomed at the table's edge, his stun button hummed to life, blue arc flickering. He locked eyes with Eric Cal across the silent room. Permission? The chief's grip whitened. Human mass topped 200 kilos. 1 lunge equaled structural damage. Eddie Unical held the freeze. His mind raced through protocols. Maravans, human maintenance tech, 3rd shift, clean record. No prior incidents. But humans defied prediction. Their pack bonding overrode. Logic, instinctive enclosure of young, regardless of species. Documented cases, humans herding orphaned genokits during hull breaches. Station Council called it reckless empathy. Effective, but boundary blind. Tiv draped the napkin shreds over Mara's wrist like jewelry. She chuckled, low and warm. Bold 1, Aranja.
Rask shifted forward.
Eddie, Gal, signal wait, 1 finger care. Watch. The hatchlings hadn't fled. Tiv tested Mara's knuckles with a gentle tap claw. Sula inched nearer, drawn by the calm. Mara lowered her hands flat on the table, palms up. Fingers splayed wide, unmoving. A perch, come here if you want. Safe spot. Tiv bolted onto her left palm. Sula hesitated, then copied, perching light as deck shavings. Mara's arms didn't quiver. She hummed a tuneless rhythm, rocking them minutely, like a cradle. Gasps rippled through the canteen. Eddie Cal's scales itched. Impossible. Human-dermal layers lacked the rigidity of proper shells. 1 slip Spence whistled. Liaison. Threat confirmed? Hold, Eddie Cal rasped. Edge closer, scanning for microtremors. Mara's pulse thrummed visible under thin skin. Elevated, but controlled. Tiv nestled into the crook of her elbow, eyes half shut. Ula mirrored, tiny chest rising in sync with the human's breath. Footsteps clattered. Time's guardians burst through the hatch. Quev and Lyra, shellmates from engineering deck. They skidded to a halt, crests exploding in fury. Off! Breach! Quev. Mara's head snapped up. Easy. They're fine. Lita froze, staring. Tiv waved a claw dismissively. Sula burrowed deeper into Mara's sleeve fold. Erika stepped between them. Guardians. Stand down. No harm. Quev's eyes bulged. They climbed a human.
Regulation observed.
Edie Cal hestered at Mara.
In response. Containment without restraint. Hatchlings stable. Chief Rask powered down his baton. Containment? That's perch holding. Shell weight on flesh pads? Mara glanced up, oblivious to the stairs. Kids just wanted a boost. Happens all the time planetside. She lifted one hand slowly, Tiv riding along, and set him toward his guardian. Your climber here's a pro. Kept balance perfect. Tiv scampered to Quev, chittering proudly. Sula lingered, claws hooked in Mara's cuff. Lita coaxed her down with trembling arms. The canteen exhaled. Workers resumed seats. Whispers buzzing like shorted conduits. Eddie Cal's comm buzzed. Station master report. Hay tapped back. Cultural incident resolved. Human intervention positive. Trask holstered his baton, mandibles clicking. Liaison, you're humans. They reread rules, mid-cycle, instinct. Eddie Cal watched Mara wipe her palms and reclaim her tray. She tore off a scentmeat strip, offering it to the air where the hatchlings had been. Tiv squeaked from his guardian's hold, straining back. Quev clutched his offspring tighter. Hold them, like kin. Lita nodded, bends softening. No crush. No drop. Mara stood stacking her tray. Anytime, Sprouts? Maintenance buys open if you want to see the tool racks. She ruffled Teve's crest light, expert, before striding out. Silence fell again. Then chatter erupted. Airy Cal fielded the first question from a cluster of texts. Liaison? Is that permitted? Human contact? Not permitted. Tolerated? He signaled Rask over. Chief, locust training event. Human caregiving overrides perimeter edict in low-threat scenarios. Rask grunted. Overrides declined her first.
Precisely.
Hatchling initiative. Human amplified safety. Quip approached, Tiv dangling from his arm. Liaison. My shelling thanks the tall one. Eddie Cal crested in amusement. Forward it to human quarters. Deck 7. Bans, Mara. Sula sleeps better now.
Eddie Cal noted it.
Another data point. Humans didn't clean young, they invited. Pack bombs form on proximity, touch prohibition, alien hierarchies demanded contracts, oaths, lineage scans. Humans? A shared meal sufficed. By shift end, the canteen hummed with repeats. The human perch, held to without cracking. Tiva and Sula trailed their guardians back, but detoured to Mara's empty table, patting the surface. Erikal drafted the memo. Cultural advisory. Human pack bonding exhibits non-lethal enclosure behaviors. Recommended supervised exposure for hatchling, acclimation. Outcomes, trust acceleration, boundary redefinition. His console pinged. Maravans. Heard the kids like the ride. Got spare napkins if they climb again. Eddie Cow stared. Humans never noticed the awe. They just acted. Chief Rask Comitin, liaison. Patrol sweep. Hatchlings at human quarters door. Knocking. Eddie Cal Ross. Acknowledged en route. He moved fast. Crest low to hide the thrill. Station protocols bent today. Tomorrow they might flex. Teve's claw rap echoed down the corridor as Eddie Cal arrived. Mara opened the hatch, kneeling. Back already? Come on in, troll makers. Sula darted past her legs. Teve followed. Guardians trailing stunned. Eddie Cal signaled Rask. Stand down. Watch. Mara scooped a crate of tools aside, clearing floor space. Story time. Got pics of my old pack pups. The hatchlings clustered at her feet. Quev and Lita hovered, then sat. Erika leaned in the hatchway. Human normal. Alien miracle. One kindness bridge shells. Drust followed. Family? Chosen not born. But as Teef scaled Mara's knee unopposed, Erikal wondered. How many more climbs before the station remapped its rules? Teef's claws dug into Mara's knee. Erikal's crest flared. Bams! Code Theta 7! Thies enclosure! Hatchling proximity breach. Mara didn't rise. She stayed seated on the crate, legs splayed wide. Her hand hovered near Tiv's shell, palm up. Hot cups right there. Slide back slow. Tiv ignored the steam rising from Mara's mug. The hatchling gripped her sleeve tighter. Tiny vents puffed defiance. Eddie Cal clicked sharp. Tiv, forward now! The hatchling froze, then clung harder. Sula whimpered from the floor, curling into Mara's boot. Chief Rask loomed in the hatchway. His hammered grip extended toward Tiv. Liaison extracting. Protocol mandats Mara's open palm met Rask's wrist. Firm. Jilin. No squeeze. Justa block. Rask halted. His bench hissed steam. Eddie Cal's core. Ice. Human intercept. Threat posture. No.
Eyes soft.
Postere low.
Chief Eddie Cal signal via com.
Stand down. Authorize Ben's lead. Hatchling fear response imminate. Rask retracted his claw, slowly. Iscan Mara. Relaxed shoulders. Steady gaze on Tiv. Acknowledged. Monitoring. Mara's voice dropped softer. Hey Tiv, remember the ride? You picked the safest perch. That's me. Now, scoot. Coop bites. Tiv's grip loosened. The hatchling eyed the mug. Steam curled like a warning frill. Tiv slid down Mara's leg, landing light, pat on her boot. Sula umkurled. Peeked up. Good team, Mara said. She slid the mug aside. One finger tapped the crate beside her. Park it here. Peeks next. Tiv hopped up. Sula followed, claws clicking. Erikal exhaled bends. Crisis averted. Station logs would note. Human de-escalation. 0 panic triggers. His console already drafted the advisory. Queb, Tiv's guardian, edged closer from the wall. Bans, your method, unorthodox. Mara shrugged, Olidaolopad from her tool crate. Kids test edges. You hold steady. They find safe spots. Swipe. Images bloomed. Furry earth pups tumbling in grass. Sula's bends fluttered. Tack, like that, spot on.
Marasum one photo. A pup latched to a woman arm. Climber stick till ready to drop. Thief poke the yellow. More ride, Eri, Cal signaled, Rask, perimeter hold. Observe. Guardians nodded, settling. No alarms. No evac. But his crest twitched. A station custom. Hatchlings orbited guardians only. Touch. Scheduled, mediated. Breach meant isolation seams, psychables.
Yet here human knee as perch. No claws drawn.
Rask comet private. Liaison. Human block me clean. No aggression markers. Force calibrate exact. Affirm. Erical replied. Not for council. Human tactile calibration exceeded ours. Mara narrated. Peaks. This one's Rex. Climbed my back daily. Tested bites too. She bared an am scar faint white line. Laughed low. Tiv traced it. Brabbit. Sula leaned in. Safe now? Always was. Mara tapped Sula's shell light. You picked your pack. Erical's vents warmed. Pack, human term. Not clan. Not shell line. Chosen. Quev's frill relaxed. They bond fast with you.
Mara blinked.
Hust hanging out. Tools fixed. Stories shared.
She stood slow, fetched ration bars from a locker, broke pieces.
Offered palms up. Hatchling snatched. Crunch. Lira Suna's guardian. Accepted one. Custom exchange. Snacks build trust. Mara winked. Rask shifted bulk. Incident logged minimal. Hatchling stable. Erical nodded. But inside, protocols cracked. One human hand stopped security. Box defiance to calm. What memo covered that? Tiv finished crunching. Aid Mara's knee again. Not yet, climber. Mara scooped a soft rag bundle. Nab zone first. Sula burrowed in. If piled on. Guardians watched. No protest. Erical drafted. Update. Voluntary hatchling enclosure.
Human facilitation yields attachment without duress. Recommended. His console pinged.
Station-wide alert. Hatchling playgroup requests human quarters access. Multispecies. Brill spiked his vents. Rules flexed. Mara never noticed. She hummed, dimming lights. Rest up. More picks later. Brusk leaned in. Bans. You read threats like vents. Seen worse in pups. Mara settled cross-legged. Guarded the bundle. Eical slipped out. Cometh council. Debrief urgen. Human normalcy redefines safety. Corridor humid. Whisper spread. The human who holds claws with calm. Bativ's soft snore echoed back. Trust sealed. Not by code. By kindness. Erical's steps quickened. Tomorrow's memos rewrote the station maps. A ping, Mara. Kids out like lights. Aspire dens for guardians. A smile frill. Humans breached shells. A station followed. Chief Rask fell in step. Liaison. Patrol next sector? Affirm. But watch quarters. Climbs incoming. Rask's bends chuckled steam. Human packs grow. Erical nodded. Chosen family. Alien lesson. Type steered insight. Lawa tapped Mara's boot. Story now? Mara's voice filtered soft. One more. The big climb. Erical paused. Listened. Human words wove worlds. Hatchlings leaned in. Station changed. One perch at a time. Bar-alarms blared distant. Sector breach. Unknown vessel docking. Rask tensed. Council calls. Erical signaled Mara private. Hatchling secure. Replay instant. Lockdown. Back safe. Human ready. Always. He moved. Thrill crested. What climb next? Mara settled deeper. Hatchlings pile. Once my pup scaled the cliff. Voices hushed. Listened. Erical ran. Human miracle fueled him. Station bent. Trust followed. Family chose. But the docking klaxon wailed. Shadows loomed. Who climbed the station now? Thief's claw gripped tighter in sleep. Mara patted. Steady. Eri, Cal, crested high. Humans guarded packs. Aliens learned fast. Collision course. Kindness first. Is console flooded. Multi-clan hatchlings en route. Human request approved. Rules shattered. Awi reigned. Mara never noticed. Hust acted. Erical green vents. Perfect. Ras Bart orders. Security flanked. Human hand waited. Gun. Open. Next breach. Hers to block. Station held breath. Climbs continued. In Mara's quarters, snarls sink. Pack bonded. Erical arribat core. Council waited. Report. They clicked. He projected holo. Mara's palm halts claw. Hatchling's nest. Silence. And frills rose. Authorized one said. Full access another. Erical bowed crest. Human lid owl rippled. Outside. Hatchling chorus knocked anew. Mara opened. Round two. Team Klaus scrambled. Cal watch feed. Thrill pure. One kindness. World shifted, but vessel docked. Idluck hissed. Unknowns emerged. Rask star. Cal scan. Maracomed. Paps tucked. Checking feeds. Human eyes everywhere. Chief gripped weapon. Protocol. Wait her quit. Station paused. Trusted the climber. Benzink. Awe built. Human normal. Alien flex. Family grew. Intruders stepped in. Mara's voice cut calm. Got eyes. Kids safe. Dock first. Cal signaled all. Affirm. Packway. Rules remapped. Tide dreamed on. Climbed cliffs in sleep. A station followed, perch by perch. Mara yanked open her maintenance kit. She pulled out a thick thermal blanket, the kind she used for sealing conduits. Without a word, she spread it across the canteen floor under the table. Folded edges rose into low walls. Necks formed in seconds. Cal's crest spiked. Hatchlings did not enter dens with non-kin, ever. It tapped his wrist recorder. Initiating capture. Human spontaneous bonding behavior. The device hummed, projecting a faint all-agreed over the scene for cultural office review. Sula peeked from behind Tiv's frill. The shy hatchling scuttled forward. Claws clicked soft on tile. She crawled into the blanket nest, curled tight. Then her bent synced to Mara's rhythm. Slow inhale, steady exhale. Chest rose and fell in perfect match. Cal froze, metering. Back synchronization. His own dents hitched. Humans did this without ritual? He glanced at the canteen crowd. Feels quivered. Whispers clicked through bends. Tiv scrambled up Mara's leg. Bold claws gripped her jumpsuit. It crested the knee, aimed for the table edge. Mara tapped the table once. Firm. Nest, climber. Her hand guided his shoulder down. Tiv paused. Crest drooped a notch. Then he slid into the nest beside Sula, nuzzled close. No scolding. No expulsion. Cal's recorder peaked. Data tagged. Priority upload. Chief Rask shoved through the onlookers. His security badge gleamed. Liaison? That's breach protocol. Hatchlings contact only via clan proxy. He gripped his stunned prod. Cal raised a frill, blocked Rask's path. Observe first, Chief. Human protocols differ. His voice stayed level. Public panic killed trust faster than Klaus. Onlookers pressed closer. A merchant from Clan Vex waved bends. Call the Guardians. Denin violates safe zone radius. Others nodded. Frills flared in alarm. Mara sat cross-legged by the nest, pulled a ration bar from her pocket, broke it into pebble sizes. Offered one to Tiv. Slow chew team. Tiv snatched it. Nowd. Sula mimic. Ben's ease. Cal stepped forward. Crest high for authority. Perimeter, please. Cultural exchange in progress. He waved arms, white. Herded the crowd back. Table scraped. Voices hushed. Rask growled low. Exchange? That's tactile override. One wrong grip. Watch, Cal pointed. Tiv batted Mara's hand playfully. She caught his claw mid-swipe. Held loose. Released. Tiv chirped delight. Climbed her arm instead. Stayed low, near the nest. Sula un cur de la fraction. Reached for another ration pebble. Mara nodded. Good mirror. The hatchling's crest perked. Cal's console pinged. Cultural office feed live. Council observers online. He muted his bends. Let actions speak. An elder from the hatchling crutch pushed past. My wards. Protocol demands separation. She lunged toward the nest. Rask moved to intercept. Cal beat him. Elder, data pending. Human method, stabilices bends. See? The elder squinted. Sula's breathing deepened. Steady. Tiv rolled in the blanket, Ben's puffing content snores. Rasko's prod lowered. Ben's synced. Heart rates dropping. It checked his scanner. Threat null. Cal nodded once, turned to the crowd. Get perimeter holds. Report anomalies only. Onlookers retreated. Whispers turned to clicks of curiosity. Mara hum, low. Auman lullaby vibration. Tiv's claws needed had knee. Sula burrowed deeper into the blanket wall. Nest secure. Cal recorded steady. Bonding phase 2. Boundary enforcement via redirect. Efficacy high. His crest itched with thrill. Humans built packs from strays. Instinct over addict. Rask holstered his prod. She moved like threat acquisition. Then, Nes. He vented slow. Underestimated. Cal green bends. Human normal. Our awe. The elder hovered at the perimeter edge. Feels lowered. They sleep. Already? Mara glanced up. First time she scanned the crowd. Grass good. She tapped her comm. Nest check. Green. Console ping. Continue observation. Authorize nest replication. Cal read quiet. Mara shrugged, added her jacket over the blanket. Tiv snuffled under it. Onlookers filtered out. A few lingered, then sinking unconsciously to the human hum. Rat contact. Your call saved a sweep. Omanque. Cal watched Mara stroke Sula's free tip. Gentle. Precise. Tiv stir. Claws flexed. Mara tapped the nest edge. Stay put. Cliff King.
Tiv settled.
Cal's recorder filled. Gaps in xenoculture closed, one nest at a time, but his console flashed. Dub vessel alert, unknowns cleared airlock, multi-clan signatures. Rask stiffened. Intruders, scans clean. Cal checked feeds, Mara's quarters secure. Hatchlings from round 1 slumbered there. Mara's com crackled, pop stuck. Checking external cams, her eyes flicked to a wall screen. Calendar scan. Chief gripped console. Protocol, secure hatchlings. Her protocol first. Cal signal security teams. Flank, don't charge. Station bends hushed. All eyes on the human by the nest. Intruder feed pop live. Figures emerge, cloaked, multi-frilled. Not station clan. Mara stood slow. Left the nest open. Talk first. Her voice cut calm and clear. Cal affirmed. Pack way. Thief's crest twitched in sleep. Climbed invisible cliffs. Sula mirrored. Crowd held breath. Perimeter tight. The lead intruder paused at canteen threshold. Aid the nest. Frills rose slow. Mara waved them in. Nests warm. State business. Cal blocked no one now.
Record all. Human led.
Intruder bowed crest. We seek the climber's guardian. Tales precede. Rask prostate holster. Scanner beep neutral. Marak knelt by nest. Tiff woke, chirp hello. Frills rippled station-wide. One kindness. Then expanded. But the intruder's cloak parted. A smaller frill peaked. Another hatchling? Cal's crest spiked. Collision anew. Mara patted blanket edge. Room for one more. Tib scrambled. Made space. Station followed, perch by perch. Nest by nest, Cal grinned, bends. Rules remapped. Family grew. The new hatchling hesitated. Then crawled in. Benz synced. Crowd gasped. Rask muttered. Impossible. Mara never noticed the stairs. Cal tag recording. Spontaneous expansion. Tag infinite. Council flooded com. Full integration. Human directive. Intruders shed cloaks. Ambassadors, not threats. Welcome to Nest Protocol, Mara said. Ratchin pebbles offered. Frills bowed. Worlds shifted again. Thief climbed Mara's knee. Sula mirrored. Newcomer followed. Cal watched. Thrill pure. Human compassion. Alien flags. Chief Rask vented She builds armies from blankets. Family, Cal corrected. Chosen. Station hemmed. Nest multiplied in quarters. Feeds showed. One human. Multi-clans bonded. Vessel captain approached. We bring more. Your climber calls. Mara nodded. Team grows. Boundaries hold bend Project Olo to council. Nest full. Climbs eternal. Au reigned. Collision course beard. Keenness won. But deep scans pinged. Vessel hauled. Crates unmarked. Rask tensed. Contraband? Mara's eyes narrowed. First alert. Nest secure. Security moved. Cal followed. Recorded live. Kratz opened. Hatchlings. Stranded. Round 3. Marakometh. Voice steady. Station post. Trusted the builder. Perch by perch. Pack expanded. Cal waved security head and stepped into the crowded corridor. Mara followed close. Tiv and Sula tucked against her sides. The new hatchling's 3-ball-eyed strays from the vessel crates trailed right behind, frills quivering but feet steady on her shadow. No leashes. No containment fields. Station protocols scream violation, but Cal's vents stayed sealed. One wrong tweet from him and the feeds would explode. Crowds parted like vapor. Traders hissed through vents. Liaison. Hatchlings unbound. A Krell vendor leaned over his stall, close tapping. Cal raised a frill in calm signal. Escorted. Human directive approved. Mara didn't glance up. She hummed low, one hand loose at her belt tools, the other brushing Sula's crest without thought. Deep tested a perch on Mara's boot. Climbed higher. Sula mirrored. Shy claws gripping fabric. The new trio edged closer, one bumping Tiv's tail. No one bolted Daddy Cal's recorder pinged the live to counsel unrestrained transit. Back cohesion holds. A bender startled at the sight. His crate slipped. Metal crashed against deck platting loud, echoing clang that ripped through the hum of vents and chatter. T flinched hard, bolting straight to Mara's leg. Sula froze mid-step, frills slamming flat. The new hatchlings scattered inward, piling against her knees. Mara dropped low in one fluid crouch. Head body curved over them all, arms loose but spanning wide like a living shield. Back to the noise, shoulders squared. She blocked the corridor's chaos without a word. Hatchlings burrowed in. Thieves' bends synced to her steady breaths. Sula peeked once, then hid. Erical's frills spiked. Human as shelter. Station rules demanded adult retreat. Hatchlings isolated until calm. Physical shield? Unheard. Feats captured every angle. Crowds gawked, vents cycling fast. Chief Rask burst from a side passage, team fanned behind. Blasters half drawn. Threat confirmed? Movement spike. His gaze locked on Mara's crouch. Human bulk over fragile forms. Weapon cycle hot. No threat. Eddie Cal signaled sharp, frills wide. Noise reflex. Human protocol. Rask's bends narrowed. He scanned the hatchlings. Clustered tight. No distressed chirps. Mara's head turned slow, eyes calm over her shoulder. She nodded once at Rask. Like he was just another crewmate, Rask barked into calm. Reroute traffic, bulkheads down, sectors 4 through 6. His team moved fast, barriers snapped into place, diverting the press of bodies. Foot traffic halted clean. Then, holster weapons. Clear sightlines for hatchlings. Blasters clicked safe, vanished into holsters. Rask stepped closer, bends easing. Explained the enclosure. Mara's tight crouch until echoes faded. Noise gone. She rose smooth, hatchlings peeling off but staying near. Teeve tugged her pant leg up.
All good, climbers. Her voice rumbled soft, hand-ruffling crests without pause.
New hatchlings blinked up, one testing a climb on Sula's back first. Eddie Cal vented relief. Interview room. Now, a palmed the nearest hatch open. Soft-lit space, padded perches, exit glow clear at the far wall, standard calm zone, hatchlings routed here post-incident, adults separated by fields. Mara stepped in first, hatchlings glued to her stride. Erical followed. Rask loomed at the door. Team posted outside. Inside, Mara settled cross-legged on the floor. No perch. No height. Hatchlings swarmed. Teeve claimed her knee. Sula nestled armpit. New trio cycled and piled. Tiv made space, shoving a sibling gentle. They chose her. Exit ignored, glowing open. Erical froze mid-panel seal. They select the human. Rules dictated flight to safe bends or adult keen proxies. Not this. Frills quivered. Recorder weird. Preference override. Shelter proven. Rask leaned in the hatch. They're nesting. On her. His voice dropped, how threading vents. Station code. Separate now. Mara glanced up. Why? They're settled. She pulled a ration pouch from her belt. Pebble mixes hatchling safe. Offered flat palm. Teeve snatched first. Shared DDDED. Eddie Cal's combust, live feed bilateral. Human anomaly confirmed. Hold protocol. A signal rasped back. Observe. Comment. Rasp grunted, but stayed. Watched. Teeve chirped mid-chew. Climbed Mara's shoulder. Sula followed. Shy push from a new sibling. Mara adjusted body angling to brace them all. No fuss. Team's growing fast today. Her free hand steadied a wobble, thumb stroking a free lapsant. Eddie Cal perched opposite, then sinking slow, had explained humans 100 shifts, durable, adaptable, but rigid, in hierarchies. These pack infinite. One crash, and hatchlings rewrote safety. His own frill twitched, echo of old awe. First time Mara fixed a vent club without tools, just hands and hum. A new hatchling, teeth size, bold stripes, tested Mara's ear perch. Slid down. Tried again. Mara tilted head steady. Success. Chirps filled the room. Zula unfroze fully. Mirroring climbs. Rask vented low. They're bonding. Cross species. Impossibly under code. Human flex, Erical murmured. Compassion bypasses. A tagged holofeed. Crash test. Shelter affirmed. Trust metric %. Mara caught his eye. Room secure. More coming. Practical. No notice of the stairs. Basical clear. These 5 total. Lies half. Scans ping 2 more crates, but Rask's team handled quiet. Crowd murmurs leaked through bulkheads. Human ate the hatchlings. No nested them. Eri Cal sealed audio. Focused. Tiv dropped a pebble into Mara's palm. Gift. She popped it, crunched, loud. Whistling stilled, then exploded. Frills flared, chirps wild. Mara laughed, rumble shaking perches. Good team snack. Eri Cal's been swarmed. Panikage prided public poise held. So common spiked. Integration vote, 89% aye. Human lead. Rask shifted. My team's twitchy. That crouch looked assault. Protective. Eri Cal corrected. Instinct. See the choice.
He pointed.
Hatchlings ignored the exit glow, now dimmed by their pile. One new bold, one slept already, curled on Mara's boot. Mara unpacked a blanket scrap from her kit, trapped it loose over the cluster. Tucked edges. Nap protocol. Hatchlings burrowed deeper. Rask's frill drooped. She builds nests. From nothing. Family Eri Cal site. Chosen. Station-wide ping hit. Nest protocol active. Sector nests online. Feeds flipped. Other quarters mimics. Hatchlings from prior rounds climb strangers now, emboldened, but deep scans chirped urgent. Ascot stance. Liaison vessel hold. Last grade unmarked. Mara's eyes sharpened first. Head up, hen on come. Nest secure. Rask, check it. Security peeled off. Eri Cal rose. With you. Mara nodded, hatchlings undisturbed. Tiv peeked. Stay put, perch king. Courier cleared faster now. Crowds bowed frills as they passed. Bendor from the crash offered free rations for the shelter. Mara talk, shared with AEE Cal. Team fuel. Rask's team cracked the final crate. Hatchling stumbled out, four this time. Eyes wide, but trusting. One chirped at Mara's voice echo. Round 4, she said flat. No surprise. Eri Cal's recorder overheaded. Pack expands. Infinitive. Council overrode. Human directive full. Station nests multiply. Wood 1 hatchling froze. Scanning faces. Chose Mara. Climate leg without pause. Others followed. Rask holstered fully. Impossible. Eri Cal grinned. Vents private. Kindness wins. Collision bared. A final crash echoed distant. Another vendor dropping tribute. Hatchlings flinched. Straight to Mara.
Shelter prevent.
Beckon. Eri Cal. Have the playback controls. The canteen footage bloomed across the council chamber's central holoscreen. A council aide leaned in, frill, rigid. Pause. There, the human blocks, Chief Rask. Direct confrontation, Eri Cal's bends hissed. He froze the frame. Mara Vance planted between Rask and the hatchling cluster. Arms wide, stands unyielding. No weapons. No race for each. Hissed her body as a wall. That's protection, Eri Cal said. Not threat. The aide's bends rattled. She intercepts security. Physical denial of authority. Council deems it dangerous. Hortentine the human immediately. Heli Cal's recorder pinged inbound priority. Human Mara Vance. High-risk isolator. Hatchling protocols override all access. Frills across the chamber flared in unison. Panic chips echoed. Eri Cal bolted for the door. I need to verify. Live feed now. Corridors blued past. Skidded into the maintenance bay where Mara worked. Hatchlings, Tiv and Sula clung to her shoulders like living scarves. Rask stood guard, claw-tapping holster. Mara glanced up from a panel, tool in hand. Trouble? Council misread the footage. Eri Cal sink his pad. They see your block as attack. Rask free drooped. Hatchlings unsecured. A high cheat cut him off. Tiv, the bold climber, wriggled free. The hatchling scampered to a wall console, claws tapping curiosity. Lights flashed, a shrill alarm wailed, lockdown engaged. Sector seal, doors slammed shut. Red strobes pulsed. Tiv froze, eyes wide. Sula burrowed into Mara's vest, trembling. Rask lunged for his com. Override failing. Hatchling triggered full containment. Eri Cal's men seized. Child safety customs demanded isolation. No adults with unsecured hatchlings in sealed spaces. Breach meant expulsion or worse. Mara scooped Tiv without pause. Easy, Birch King. Mommy's got you. She knelt by the panel, hatchlings tucked against her chest, pulled a slim tool pin from her belt, inserted it into the access slot. Click. Lights shifted green. Doors hissed open. Rask stared. No damage. No codes. How? Pin trick. Mara shrugged, handing Tiv a ration bar from her pocket. Keeps things moving. Eri Cal's recorder overheated again. Human bypassed alien lockdown tech in seconds. With a scrap of metal, Council ping hit. Confirm quarantine. Human pheromone suspected. Medical scan mandatory. Mara straightened. Scan me. Prove it's clean. Rask escorted them to medbay. Scanner's word. Mara stood still, hatchling snapping on her boots. Tetch chirped results. No stimulants, no dominance markers. Human baseline. Elevated oxytocin. Pack hormone analog.
Rask's fridge twitched. Oxytocin, trust inducer, Airy Cal explained, quoting human files.
They bond on instinct, no manipulation. The eighth's voice crackled over calm. Impossible. Hatchlings don't climb threats. Tiff proved otherwise. The hatchling chirped, scaling Mara's leg again. Sula peeked out, then followed. Both nestled into her arms. Medbay doors parted. More hatchlings stumbled from the corridor, the round four from the crate. They scanned faces. Chose Mara. Climbed without hesitation. Cal filed the emergency addendum mid-scan. Human count restraint under provocation. Verified childcare asset. Recommended integration. Council overrules in real time. Denied. Isolate. Steve tapped the medbay panel. Alarm wail again. Doors locked. Rask spun. Hatchling. Not again. Mara chuckled soft. Round 2 for you, kid. Pin out. Click. Doors open. Hatchlings poured in.
H now. They draped over Mara like a living cloak.
Sula tapped her sleeve. Tip perched on her shoulder, preening. Cal's path flooded with station-wide pings. Woman's designated shelters. Vendors clustered outside, offering crates of rations. For the pack mother, Mara took one. Broke it open, shared chunks with hatchlings and Cal. Fuel up, long shift. Rask holstered his sidearm fully. Council's calling her dangerous. Then these. Cal grinned, Ben's private. Kindness refines danger. But the aide burst in. Friel spiked. Liaison. Explain the nests. Hatchlings from every sector, climbing strangers now. Chaos. Footage synced live. A human mechanicking engineering, 3 hatchlings burrowed in her toolbox. Another in hydroponics nest of cables and blankets, 5 hatchlings snoring.
They mimic, Cal said.
Learned safety from Mara. Slid down Mara's arm. Tugged Rask's claw. Dusk froze. The security chief, a wall of muscle and protocol, let the hatchling climb.
Friel softened. Sula copied.
Skylid Cal's leg. Stiffened, then draped an arm loose. Tucked edges like Mara taught. Council chamber pinged open link.
Hailiosan's voice boomed. Report.
Cal straightened. Human compassion operational. No threat. Asset. Hatchlings chirped chorus. Mara ruffled Tiv's crest. Family time. Aides fring collapse. They truss her. Ushe. Rask nodded slow. Nest secure. Station-wide feeds, flipped, nests, multiplied. Hatchlings bold, climbing bedded adults. Crowds bowed frills, offering tribute. But one final ping hit Cal's pad. Unmarked Basso inbound. Great signatures match prior rounds. Doth the hatchlings estimated. Mara's eyes sharpened. Round 5. Gear up. Tive perched higher. Sula gripped tight. Council boys crackled. Human directive, full support. Welcome the pack. Cal rose. Corridores clear ahead. Vendors lined paths. Rations stacked high. Rask peeled off to secure the bay.
With you. Mara nodded, hatchlings undisturbed.
In holds, they moved as one. Hatchlings picked, unafraid. Deep scans chirped clear. Crate cracked. Dolet tumbled out, eyes locking on Mara's voice. Welcome home, she said flat. They climbed. Pack expanded. Cal's recorder pinged max capacity. Infinite family collision resolved. Bastistan crash echoed. Tibut dropped in awe. Hatchlings flinched. Straight to Mara. Shelter proben.
Again, but the aide tapped Cal's shoulder.
Council demands full protocol review. Human nests violate Core 2 customs.
Tiv triggered a side panel. Lights flickered.
Backup alarm prim. Mara's pin gleamed ready. Not today. Trust trumps rules. Station hummed alive. Chosen family spread. Rask's combust. More crats. Docked now. Hatchlings chirped excitement. Mara grinned. Pack rose. Cal followed. Ben's calm. Humans teach boundaries by breaking fear. Council feet watched silent. A rippled through. One hatchling scanned new faces. Jose Abendor. Climbed. Chain reaction ignited. Nests everywhere. Mara shared rations. All in.
Cal took his
Lesson learned. Chief Rask's claw slammed the alarm panel. Red lights pulsed through the bay. Hatchling wails pierced the hum of stacked crates. Cal's bends tightened. Gripped his recorder. Controle drill. Measure human effect on juvenile panic, Rask had insisted. Station protocols demanded proof before human nests spread further. Mara Vance crouched amid the 12 new hatchlings. She hummed, low, steady. Easy rhythm. John and Hold, head hand, patted a creature. The bold ones, Tiv and Sula from the first clutch, perched on her shoulders. Others clustered at her knees.
Klaxons blared. Evacuation drill.
Juveniles to safe zones. Hatches hissed open. Corridors cleared by Bender drones. Type's spines flared. He-bolted tiny claws scrabbled toward the nearest bent crawl space. Sula froze mid-bay, eyes wide, tail coiled tight. Cal's pulse spiked. Standard response, scattered to vents. But exposed juveniles violate Code 14.3. A signal Rask, security chief loomed at the bay door, grip on stun prod loose but ready. Mara move. No shout. She dropped one knee beside Sula. Gentle hand cupped the hatchling's shoulder. Firm pressure, thumb stroke. Anchor here. Hold with me. She leaned in. Mara's voice cut sharp over the din. Rhythmic phrase repeating. Tip back now. Tip back now. Consistent beat, like crate, stacking cadence. No chase, no graph. She paused at the vent lip. The dark duct. Pivoted. Scampered back. Straight to Mara. Cal's recorder chirped. Data sorche. Heart rates plummeted. Panic metrics halved from prior drills. Human presence, 91% calm retention. Rask's mandibles clicked. He lowered the prod. Threat neutralize. Stand down. Mara straightened. Tiv clambered up her leg. She fished. A station-safe nutrient bar from her best. Compressed algae. No allergens. Broke it into claw-sized chunks. Good return. Snack hold. She offered one to Tiv, then Sula. Firm palm-out gesture followed. Stop line. Pack stays. Hatchlings chirped, nibbled. Pack tighter around her boots. Cal stepped forward. Chief, metrics confirm. Human reduces scatter by a tenth or 7%. Rask grunted. Visual 2, no exposure. Human anchors without restraint fields. His gaze flicked to Mara. Reassess. Protocol shift. Immediati. Cal tapped his comm. Station-wide update. Assign humans as comm anchors for juvenile incidents. Overwrite. Customs 14.3 through 7. Council feed pinged receipt. Silence followed. No objections. Mara dusted her hands. Drill done. Pack resets. She scooped a straggler onto the crate stack, building their nest higher. Tiv tested the edge, got the stop gesture, settled. Vendors peered from corridors. Whispers rippled. Manchos. Hatchlings chose back. Cal's aid committing. More crates inbound. 20 juveniles. Human directive holds. A fear. Cal watched Mara distribute bars. One hatchling tugged the vendor's leg, blind. Vendor froze, then offered a ration scrap. Nest chain spread. Rask peeled off. I'll vector the next bay. Human lead? Mara nodded. Team routes clear. They moved. Hatchlings rode the pack. Corridors hummed with scans. Deep clears, no threats. Cal trailed. Recorder, maxit. Trust via touch. Boundaries via gesture. Humans rewrite safety. A new hatchling tumbled from a crate as they docked. Eyes locked on Mara's voice. Welcome steady. It bolted, not to vents, but her. Straight climb. Pack expanded. Cal filed the report. Collision resolved. Family chosen, but alarms flickered again. Not drill. Wheel breach hull. Ping from outer docks. Rask's voice barked over comms. Intruder vector. Juvenile secure. Tiv tensed on Mara's shoulder. Sula gripped tighter. Mara's pin gleamed. Pack holds. Rhythm now. Hair hum deepened. Cal's claws flexed. Test through this time. The bay shuddered. Distant shouts echoed. Security drones whirred past. Mara didn't flinch. She heard the clutch toward the inner bulkhead. Anchor points. Lean up. Hatchlings obeyed. No bolt, no freeze. Rask burst back in. Perimete, breach. Unknown species. Evac al juveniles. Cal's bends, ISIT. Protocol, isolate. Break strain if needed. But eyes on Mara, human competence hummed quit. She knelt. TV lead Sulancher. Backflows. Tiv scampered ahead, testing path. Sula stayed glued to her side. They flowed as one. Corridors seal behind. Vendors fell in. Rations ready. Intruder klaxon wailed. Shadows darted in vents. Scouts, Tiv halted.
Bad climb.
Mara nodded. Stop gesture firm. Block here. Back guards. Hatchlings stacked crates. Tiny barricade. Cal blinked. Juveniles defend. Rask arrived with squad. Human! Fall back. Mara waved them flank. We anchor.
Due clear.
Chief paused. Saw the line. Nodded. Flank confirmed. Squad moved. Breach ping localized. Subcrack echoed. Silence followed. Rask comment clear. Neutralized. Smugglers. Cargo secure. Hatchlings chirp triumph. Climbed Mara higher. Cal's recorder overheated. Pack bonds breach protocols and threats. Council feed flooded. Aue metrics spike. Human nests station standard. Mara shared the last bar chunk. Good, hold, tack, rest. Cal to kiss. Lesson deepens. Spotify the new vent. Sula copied. Mara's wrath called them back. Always. Station protocols updated fleet-wide. Humans. Calm anchors. Chosen family. A vendor nest formed nearby. Hatchling climbed aboard. Wholesome spread. Rask clapped Cal's shoulder. Your call saved the clutch. Humans. Cal watched Mara home. Simply kindness. Cross-species forge. Docks pinged again. Legit crates. 30 more. Steve Perk. Pack rose. Mara green.
All in.
Cal followed. Recorder primed. Infinity trust. Boundaries earned. Council voice crackled private. Liaison call. Promote. Human integration full. Heroes. Corridors cleared. Nests everywhere. One shy hatchling scanned faces. Jose, Cal. Client tentative.
If rose.
Then palm out. Stop lying. Anchored. It settled. Rhythm learned. Chain complete. Alarm stayed quiet. Station breathed easy. Pack expanded. Mara glanced back. Nodded. Cal's bend swarmed. Family chosen. Rules bend. But outer sensors chirped. Fleet inbound. Next test looms. Hatchlings chirped excitement.
Straight to Mara. Shelter Proven.
Again, Ras staged the next drill unannounced. Lights pulsed wails started, then hushed. Bolted half step, returned on rhythm. Sulancorp firm. Metrics perfect. Panic zero. Cal updated. Human standard. All incidents. Vendor stacked rations high. Nests bloomed. Human crew docked. More mayors. Council watch silent. Aui rippled. Div climbed Cal next. Tested. Ehum the phrase. Back now hold. Compliance rewarded. Snack shared. Pack teaches all. Station hummed alive. Chosen family spread. Deep scans cleared. The cracks cracked. Eyes locked on voices. Welcome home. Infinite nets. Cal's recorder pinged full. Collision evolved. Trust eternal. Distant cheers echoed. Tribute in action. Hatchlings flinched. Then sheltered wide. Humans. Vendors. All Chief Rask green rare. Protocol wins. Family does. Mara side. Cal agreed. Humans show how. Fleet observers landed. Watched. First drill. Hatchlings chose anchors. Human led. Shock rippled alien ranks. Lesson spreads. Doors hissed open in the maintenance bay. Cal led the Guardian collective inside. 5 stern figures from Tiv and Sula's Kretsch clan followed, crests flat high. Chief Rask flanked them, grip tight on his Standrod holster. Mara Vance hunched over her workbench, tools scattered, oblivious. Tiv chirped from the nest box at Mara's feet. Sula huddled beside her. Guardians present. Cal announced. His bench tightened. Protocol demanded supervised handover. No incidents. Fleet observers watch from the observation deck above. Keep calm, rules hold. The lead Guardian Crassmaster Lyra stepped forward. She raised both palms in the formal recall gesture. Hatchling Steve Sula returned to collective anchor release. Now. T froze, aid the Guardians. 10 bolted. Straight to Mara's banks. The human didn't flinch. She scooped Tiv mid-leap, settled the hatchling on her shoulder. Easy there, climber. Gotcha. Sula Uncorlet copied the move. Climbed Mara's, lecking 3 quick scrabbles. Gasps rippled through the collective. Lyra's crest slammed flat. Defiance. Secure them. Rask's hand twitched to his rod. Cal blocked him with an arm. Wait. Observe protocol varian. Mara glanced up. Noted the group. Winket, Tiv. Visitors, huh? Say hi. Tiv nuzzled her neck. Sula peeked out, bends fluttering. Lyra hissed. Human, release our charge. This breaches nest law. Mara tilted her head, processed the tone. Nodded slow. Got it. Family pickup. We'll do it right. She stood, both hatchlings balanced, turned to face the Guardians. Erikal signaled Rask, "Record this." The chief scanner, word active. "Step 1, Mara said, voice steady. Show palms. Open hands, no grabs." She held out her free hand, palm up. Tiv shifted, but stayed put. Lyra hesitated. Mirarard pose. Other Guardians followed. "Good," Mara continued. "Step 2, Kal soft, name only." "Tiv," Lyra trilled. Low pitch, if chipped back. But clung tighter. Baraumand. "Step 3, beat or hold." "Copy my arms." She curved her elbows gento. Cradle Sula against her chest. Palm under the hatchlings, base tail for support. Guardians leaned in. Copied awkward. Sula wriggled. Edikal's bends warmed. Human. Ritual. Tieches trust. "Step 4, Mara said. Trade slow. One at a time. Eye contact." She lifted Tiv first. Held level with Lyra's palms. Locked gazes. "Your turn, kiddo." Tibiscan faces. Chirped question. Lyra whistled the Kretsch song. Familiar rhythm. Tib reach. Paws touched Lyra's palms. Settled. Mara exhaled. One down. Sula next. Sign steps. Shy transfer. Guardians closed ranks. Collective vents synced. Rest eased up. Rask lowered his hand. Muttered intercom. No threat. Stand down. Fleet observers leaned closer to the viewport. Moors carried down. Erikal stepped forward. Handover complete. Case, Tiv squirmed free. Dropped to deck. Bolted back. To Mara. Sula followed. Froze at Mara's boots. Climbed. Guardians stared. Lyra's jaw unhinged. Mara knelt. Gathered them. Round 2. Erikal's recorder. Ping it overload. Choice affirmed. Again. Rask barked a laugh. Pull up his pad. Drafting memo now. He scrolled fast. Typed. Reviset Security Directive 47B. No weapon presentation in vicinity of bonded juveniles. Human anchors exempt pending cultural review. Incidencia zero. Drills perfect. Tamprin. Sealed it.
Broadcast station-wide.
Guardians clustered. Whispered fears. Lyra faced Erikal. This human, she bonds without collective vote? Instinct, Erikal said. Pack protocol. Hatchlings choose. Mara honors.
Tiv preened on Mara's shoulder.
Sula home content. Fleet observer crackled. Liaison, Erikal, report. Observation complete, he replied. Lesson in progress. Mara scratched Tiv's crest. Oblivious to stares. Lunchtime, you too hungry? Guardians flinched. Lyra raised a palm. We observer further? Erikal nodded. Pulled his badge emitter. Aim it at Mara. PMI scanned her chest plate. Echat new insignia. Family adjacent. Authorized anchors. Mara blinked at it. Shrugged. Cool. Sticker? Bad, Erikal said. Official. Schedules Cultural Exchange. Tomorrow. Rask clapped his shoulder. Protocol evolves. Good work. Fleet deck hummed. Observers descended. Crest low in awe. Lyra approach. Mara. Tentative. Teach. Handoff again? Or collective? Mara grinned. Sure. Grab a bench. Tiv chirped. Triumph. Sula nestled deeper. Erikal's bend steadied. Roars bend. Family expands. But outer base pings. New dogs. Human crew inbound. Krat stamped nest supplies. Guardians turned. Aid the incoming. It pointed. Climbed down. Bolted toward the airlock. Sula trailed. Mara followed casual.
Wait up, team.
Rask groaned. Another drill. Erikal checked scans. Fleet full. Station nests infinite. Hatchlings reach the lock first. New humans emerged. Knelt palms out. Eames started. Lyra gasped. They choose all? Pack grows, Erikal said. Humans show how. Observers flooded in. Recorders weird. A station thrummed alive. One shy newcomer, hatchling. From Guardian crates, scammed the crowd. Locked on Mara, pause extended. She scooped it seamless. Welcome aboard. Highway rippled wide. Crests flattened station-wide. Erikal updated locks. Thrust eternal. But alarms chirp soft. Perimeter breach? No. Signal burst. Onward query. Next test. Explain to council. Tiv waved. From Mara's perch. Urged more climbs. Guardians joined. Hands open. Family chose. The bay filled. Nest bloomed fresh. Rations passed hand to palm.
Drills ran unprompted. Rask signed off patrols.
Family wins. Mara nodded. Fed Tiva ration strip. Always does. Fleet lit observer approach. Boat low. Human Maravans, we request anchor training, she laughed. Line forms here. Airy, Cal smiled, rare. Listen spreads. Humans humble, extraordinary. Sula tugged his sleeve.
Climbed tentative. Hummed the phrase.
Anchor error, nest complete. Distant cheers echoed from Benz. Tribute action, station hum, chosen bonds, eternal. But query, pink ugen. Council demanded full report. Live feed. Eddie Cal prepped. Panics private. Ow public. Hatchlings chirped. Chose anchors wide. Human-led. Shock turned to emulation. Guardians mirrored palms. Pack infinite. Mara glanced his way. Nodded team holds.